So welcome everyone to another adventure of the Great Banana. And boy, do I have an adventure for you today. What was supposed to be a 36-hour trip across to the continent of Africa turned into something that we had not quite planned. And so anyways, sit back, grab a coffee, and let me tell you a tale of a fateful trip.
The weather started getting rough.
Retirement, the final chapter. These are the adventures of the Great Banana. Its one-year mission: to explore strange new foods, to seek out new pastas, and new ways to screw things up. To boldly go where no banana has gone before.
We've been enjoying our time at the marina, and spring is finally here. The weather is getting nicer day by day, but this huge cloud still looms over us, and that's this VAT reset date. We need to get it done by the end of March. So we've waited patiently for a good weather window, and it was finally here. Time to set sail.
Captain's log, start date March 17th, 2025. The crew of Elysium has welcomed the addition of Ensign Robiger, who has been tasked to help with the overnight passage to Melilla.
Okay, ChatGPT, that was just terrible. Let me take it over from here. So Rob is a fellow boater here in the marina, and he was gracious enough to lend us a hand on our trek over to Melilla. Well, good morning, everyone. Big storm out there in the Atlantic. So we have to go from Murcia, Cartagena, over here, all the way to this little enclave in the continent of Africa in, Melilla. So it's about 140 miles. It'll take us about 32 hours. And I'm now just checking last minute the weather. It's about 6:30. Weather looks pretty good. And I'll have to check the swell as well. So anyways, we'll be underway in about half an hour.
Just sit right back, then you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this topic on the boat's tiny ship. The king was a mighty sailor man, whose skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
One day later.
Welcome to Miramar. Not the place we were supposed to be in. The last 48 hours have been brutal. We made this really nice sail plan coming out of Cartagena, and we left with about 55% fuel in our tanks. I don't know how, but halfway through this 36-hour crossing, we heard a fuel alarm, meaning that we're low on fuel. And we had to make a tough decision, because if we ran out of fuel going across the strait, we would end up being stranded in Algerian waters, which is probably not a place you want to be stranded in. So we had to make the real tough decision to go back to the nearest port and try the crossing on another weather window. Well, when we went back to the port, these were the waves and winds that we wanted to avoid, and we hit them dead on. It was brutal. It was 2-3 meter waves, like 4 seconds apart. It was just really uncomfortable. I even got seasick, even though, well, it's been a while since I've been sailing, so maybe that's not too much of a surprise. We came to Almeria, which was the closest port. We had a really hard time getting fuel. Their fuel dock there is so small, with just a floating pontoon dock, and the wind was pushing us. We tried 3 times, and obviously I'm really worried about burning the fuel, because if we run out of fuel, I can't even steer the boat. and with such high winds, we'd be in big trouble. So, and then the commercial port tower was watching us, and they were telling us to get out because we're not supposed to be in this commercial area. Anyways, we gave it one last try, and we were successful in docking the boat to the fuel station. We then fueled up, but we couldn't leave the dock. The wind was that strong. So we asked them if we could stay for a couple hours until the wind died. We ended up staying there for like 4 hours and leaving at night. And we ended up going to this other marina that had a place for us on their fuel dock. And so anyways, that was really scary. We made it to the Aqua Dolce Marina, which is, we just parked on the wall, paid there for one night, and then we decided to come to Almerimar, which is a little bit closer to Melilla, which is where we need to get to in order to do the VAT reset. So what is the VAT? Well, it stands for Value Added Tax, and it's something that people have to pay when they're residents in Europe. But since we registered our boat in San Marino, which is technically not in the EU, we didn't have to pay the VAT. And our intention originally was to sell the boat without VAT, or to sell it in the Caribbean or whatever. But you have a time limit as to how long you can stay in EU waters for, and that's 18 months. So we're coming up to that in a few days. In order to reset this 18-month window, we have to go out of the EU, and for us the closest place to do that was a little enclave called Melilla, and it's this little town inside Morocco, but it's still owned by Spain. And today we're going to try to make the crossing again. So from here to Melilla, it should be about 15 to 17 hours depending on wind speed and using the motors, but we're all fueled up, ready to go. The weather window looks good, but you never can tell, especially out in the middle of the ocean. So wish us luck, and I'll hopefully be filming this again, but this time in the continent of Africa, within Morocco, in Melilla. Oh, I forgot to mention that I think we have a bad fuel sensor, because when we went to go fill up, it showed that we had still like 60 liters in one tank and 40 in the other. So anyways, lesson learned, but I think we still made the right decision. And this time on leg 2 of the journey, it was much better. It was amazing. We mostly motor sailed, but at least we were able to get the sails up, and we saw dolphins, lots of dolphins actually. So overall, fantastic trip there. We made it in better time than expected, pretty much champagne sailing all the way. Now we still had a few obstacles. We had to play Frogger with some cargo ships going through the strait. It actually gets really busy there, so it looks a lot busier on AIS, but in reality the ocean's a big place, so it wasn't much of an issue. You just had to keep an eye on things and make course changes when you really need to. But anyways, it was no problem at all. And here we are in Melilla, Spain. What a relief it was to get here. So nice. The people at the marina were nice. It was unbelievably cheap. I think looking back, it was like 25 euros a night. It's mostly a Muslim town, so every day you hear the call to prayer and things like that. And but it was a charming little town. The food was a little bit different. We were staying with friends who also came to do the VAT reset. So all in all, we stayed and hung out here for a week, waiting for a good weather window to come back on. Hey, do you think Spanish people were this short? Melilla is a special enclave of Spain that is in the middle of Morocco. And the only reason why it was able to survive all these years is because of this fort. And as you can see, it's extremely well defended. And they say that the perimeter of Melilla is equal to the distance of which the cannons could fire to. So while it still belongs to Spain, it technically isn't in the European Economic Union. And this is the reason why we had to come here to reset our VAT. We did that a couple days ago, no problem. Actually, it was really easy. We decided to use an agent, so a shout out to Javier and his team. We'll be heading back in a couple days when we have another weather window, and hopefully it'll be a much better 36-hour sail. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the sights around here. The food is a little bit different, so we're actually enjoying that as well. So I'll see you back in the boat. Wow, I think we ordered too much. Yeah. Okay, just after 6 a.m. and we are departing Melilla, hoping to get to Cartagena with smooth sailing about 35 hours later. We'll see. I'll see you out there. Well, we're in the home stretch now. About 8 more hours to go, and it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful night. Probably the last sunset on the ocean that we're gonna see, depending if we sell the boat. A fitting end to a great adventure. So yeah, the rest of the way home went pretty smooth. In fact, we made really good time. I think we did it in about 27 hours. So it was wind assisted. We motor sailed the whole way through. Yeah, just a really nice time. But it marks the end of an adventure. It is a bit bittersweet, but it is so good to have this VAT reset all done, and it's a big weight off of our shoulders. So now we can enjoy the rest of the time that we have here. There's a few more adventures coming up, and we hope to see you all on the next adventure, the Great Banana.